Hello everybody and welcome to this video. It's another video in the Student Exemplar series. If you've completed a good piece of work, perhaps a mock exam or a piece of homework, and you want it featured in a video for the rest of the world to see, then send it to info@mrbruff.com and I'll take a look at it, and if I think we can all learn something from it, I'll use it in a video. And you can remain anonymous if you want to, or I can shout your name from the rooftops for all to hear. But today we're going to look at an example from an Inspector Calls. This student has been sent 2 free ebooks from mrbruff.com, which is the prize for anybody whose work is featured in a video. And I'm trying to do these videos every 2 days. If you keep giving these videos thumbs up, I'll know that you want me to keep making them. So give the video a thumbs up if you find them useful. So this was a question about Inspector Goole. How does Priestley convey the theme of responsibility through Inspector Goole? And we're going to jump right into the answer. The theme of responsibility is one of the key ideas within Priestley's and Inspector Calls. It is effectively conveyed through the character of Inspector Goole, who interrogates the Burling family. He tries to convince them to see the error of their ways so they can take responsibility for all their actions. Now, what I like about this introduction is that it actually really already links Inspector Goole to responsibility. And that's something that's really important. If the question is trying to say about, how does a certain character present a certain theme, a very succinct introduction that explains briefly how it does that is really useful. Priestley begins the theme of responsibility and judgment through the awaited entrance of the inspector. In Act 1, before the inspector enters, the stage directions command that lighting is meant to change from pink and intimate to brighter and harder. The use of the comparatives brighter and harder creates an image of an interrogation, where a brighter light exposes the whole family's sins. This is evident when Inspector Goole enters and forces the family to accept responsibility for Eva's death. Eva drank disinfectant that burnt her insides out. The gruesome imagery that comes from the emotive verb burnt shocks the Burling family. This contrasts from the nonchalant idiom inside out. The juxtaposition between these two ideas was purposely used by Priestley to emphasize the grave nature of this incident, evoking a sense of pathos from the audience towards Eva because they know these events happened as a result of the Burling's actions. Cleverly here, Priestley draws the audience back to social responsibility and the lack of it within this household. Alternatively, Priestley might have been showing that the Burling family will never learn and it will only be harder to redeem from their myopic view. Okay, what a fascinating paragraph. To begin with, it analyses the stage directions that are used in my and Inspector Calls revision song. The exam boards are very keen that you show that what you're studying is, when you're studying a piece of drama, it is different to a novel or a poem. And one of the ways to do that, one of the ways to analyse form, is to write about stage directions. So I love the use of stage directions, very clearly explaining then some language analysis and linking it back to the playwright. Priestley continues to convey this theme through the play through Goule's impactful messages. As he was about to leave, the inspector teaches the Burlings that we don't live alone, we are members of one body, we are responsible for each other. The anaphora, with the repetition of the pronoun we, emphasises the much-needed care for one another and also preaches the socialist ideal of the community over the individual. The united body imagery suggests that when pain is transferred throughout the body, we suffer by mistreating others, and this links to how Sybil Burling effectively killed her own grandchildren, and further reinforces the extreme important theme of responsibility. Priestley cements the theme here with the biblical connotations that come from we are all members of one body, maybe foreshadowing judgment for the Burlings due to their lack of social responsibility. Okay, so here's another quotation from the quotation song, really close language analysis of the anaphora, the interesting link to the body, but I think the biblical reference is undeveloped, it's not explained, it is not clear what is meant by that, but a really solid paragraph. The religious imagery is continued with an Inspector Goule's warning that there will be fire and blood and anguish if the lesson is not learnt from the death of Eva, a symbol of the proletariat. The polysyndicate list, with its continuous use of the coordinating conjunction and, creates the impression that the Burlings forever suffer if they don't take responsibility for their actions. This is reinforced by the noun fire, which has direct connotations of damnation and hell, eliciting fear into the audience. Moreover, the blood and anguish might be hinting to a social revolution where the poor stand up against the ruling class, causing further divide and blood. This causes the Burlings to realise how important it is for them to be responsible for everyone else because they are the affluent people of that town. Finally, the list also foreshadows World War II, where class conflict would need to be put aside to fight Adolf Hitler, and so facing the responsibilities now would ensure their protection. So again, here's a paragraph which has some incredibly sophisticated ideas in it: religious symbolism, the use of the listing, linking to context, very, very strong. In conclusion, through the speech and character of Inspector Goole, Priestley shows the need for social responsibility within this capitalist household that has been indoctrinated into a self-serving lifestyle. What a fantastic piece of work. If you enjoyed it, give the video a thumbs up.